Okay, it's November 7th, and the government is still shut down. Wow, can you believe it? So the Democrats made a proposal today, and the Republicans rejected it immediately, which was to be expected. Basically, the Democrats were trying to reopen the government and extend pandemic era Obamacare enhancements. Um, but this was to be expected. I mean, the Republicans have already said they're not going to negotiate any new deal. It's just going to be the continuing resolution, and the Democrats either accept it or they don't. So basically, this was to be expected, and I don't see the government opening anytime soon as long as the Democrats want to push this stuff. I mean, if the Democrats want to open the government with the continuing resolution, they can do that right now, and that'll be it. The government will open. But they want to add all this stuff. It's just not going to happen. So good job to the Republicans for not, you know, bending the knee. Because if you accepted this deal that the Democrats were offering, they're just going to add more stuff every time. And basically, if they get away with it this time, they're going to be getting away with it next time, which is what Mike Johnson said, and that's also what J.D. Vance said. He said we can't just bend the knee because if we do this, then they're going to do it every time. So, government's still shut down. We'll see how long the Democrats can wait this out. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much that. Democrats, they have to open it soon because their own voters are rejecting this, and it's like they're losing voters, but they probably don't care because they probably think that the elections a couple days ago is enough. Like they probably still think their base is strong because of that, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so the Democrats are still not doing anything, and the Republicans rejected their plan today, which was good because yeah, we don't want them to do that every time. So I would expect the Democrats to come to the table really soon because nothing they're doing is working. Nothing they're doing. The propaganda, there's no riots. People are pretty much aware that this is their fault and not the president's. So it's kind of hard to win that argument. So Democrats have to open the government, otherwise it's going to stay shut down and it's going to be on them. So, and speaking of this, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, we have to lower flight numbers. Democrats should open the damn government. Yeah, that's a little understatement. So Sean Duffy is the transportation secretary, and he's been doing this every day. He's literally been having to do press conferences and saying, hey, it's time to open the government. We just shut down 10% of flights, and he said today that there might be 20% by next week. See how quickly that happens? So, and this is mainly for air traffic control, but obviously other programs are needed to be open. Um, so, yeah, with the Republicans rejecting the thing today, maybe that'll push the Democrats to open it sooner because it's really looking bad for them. A lot of these airlines support these Democrats, and they're now rejecting them because they're not opening the government. So they're losing voters over this. The one thing the Democrats can't do is lose voters because they already have such a low um, minority, really. I mean, Donald Trump won the election in a landslide. So the Democrats' base is really fluctuating, I would say. The election of Mamdani probably helped their base, energizing them, but they still need to do more if they want to win the next presidential election. So if I was them, I would listen to Sean Duffy because it's not just Sean Duffy, it's these Democratic voters that are literally saying open the government, and they're not. So that's kind of where we're at. So basically, nothing has changed since the past few days, other than the flights being canceled 10%, and we're looking at 20% next week. And that might not sound like a lot, but 20% of all flights in the United States, I mean, the United States does more flights than most countries in a single day. So, and what are these people that are have these plane tickets gonna do? They're gonna blame the Democrats. So, yeah, it's not looking good for the Democrats. They better open the government because every single person, including everyone in their party, is telling them to, but Schumer is not. So, that's just who he is. He's doing this for political reasons. He doesn't want AOC to overshadow him and Mamdani. Um, yeah, but too bad because they are. And the Democrats clearly like them better than Schumer. So even this little act that Schumer's doing isn't even helping him. So these people are insane. Everything they do ends up making it worse for them. And this was interesting. Bannon warns MAGA insiders will be jailed if Dems retake power, puts deep state on notice that they'll be in prison before they get the chance. So you can think whatever you want about Steve Bannon, but this is something that I've been saying for a long time, and I agree with him that if the Democrats take power again, a lot of people are going to be going to prison for disinformation, including myself, maybe. So, yeah, that's why Pam Bondi needs to uh, actually do something and not just sit there and put on makeup. Because if we don't put them in prison, they're going to put us in prison. It's basically what he's saying. And that's not crazy because the Democrats were doing this under Biden. And this was before Trump even took office and before they even tried to put Trump in jail. They were putting other people in jail, including Bannon, for basically just having the wrong opinion. Which, under free speech, you can have the wrong opinion. You have the right to say whatever you want. So a lot of people are on the list. I might be on that list by that time. And yeah, so we don't want to go down that road. So Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, you need to start indicting these people and putting them in prison before they do it to us. And I think Trump will do that because they tried to put him in prison. And like I've been saying, Trump doesn't do anything until it affects him personally, most of the time. So they literally tried to kill him. They tried to put him in prison. So he now has that personal vendetta. He has that personal feeling of what it's like to be persecuted, which is why he took some action. But it's not enough. I mean, Comey, that's great. Bolton, that's great. But now we need Brennan, Clapper, Obama, Hillary, all these people that are top. They need to go be put in prison. And we already have the evidence. So what are you waiting for, Pam Bondi? I know you look so nice with the blonde hair and the makeup, and you have that southern accent, and everyone loves you, but you have to actually do your job. The attorney general is not a modeling position. It is not a position where you just sit there and smile and nod. You actually have to do some action. So, and I hope Bondi does that because Trump doesn't want to keep firing people. But yeah, so if you're outspoken against the Democrats, you have a good chance you're on their list, especially depending on how influential you are. So, but this is something everyone knows. Everyone knows that the Democrats are going to do this if they regain power. But yeah, that's a few years away, but that it'll come like that. And even if JD Vance wins, like nothing's promised. Um, yeah. So basically, and you see it now with the whole anti-Israel stuff that's happening. Absolutely, they're going to be willing to put people in prison. So this is nothing new, really, but just something you should see. And then the top Trump officials moved into military housing due to left wing political threats. This is something that they announced a few weeks ago, I want to say, but it looks like they're actually being moved into now, including Kristi Noem, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth, and Stephen Miller. And they're basically having to move into these military houses because they're getting death threats. And they're not just getting death threats, they're getting threats from people that are able-bodied. They're they're able to actually do some damage and cause some violence. Um, it's just kind of unfortunate that this has to happen, but the Democrats are violent. I mean, the small minority that's promoting this, although a lot of Democrats are very happy to see Charlie Kirk dead. So that should probably tell you something. Um, yeah, so a lot of these people obviously are number one targets, including Trump himself. Even Trump has to be careful. Um, but yeah, so we'll see if anything happens. I mean, if they're on these military houses, on these bases, like nothing should happen unless one of these military people that work there go rogue and they try to do something. But everything on these houses and bases are everything's on camera, everything's on audio. Like you can't get away. If someone tried to kill one of these guys there, they would have the evidence right away. So we'll see if anything attempts to happen. I don't think anything will happen, but there might be some attempts. I mean, someone tried to ram the White House barricade just a few weeks ago, and they had to kill him because he wouldn't stop. He was literally trying to drive into the White House. And so it wouldn't surprise me if someone tries to do something like that here, especially with these people, including people like Stephen Miller, who the Democrats just absolutely hate with a passion because he's speaking facts, and P. Hegseth as well. Everybody knows the Democrats don't like these people. So we'll see if any violence occurs or attempts happen. Nothing should happen, but we'll see. So I thought that was interesting. And then, yeah, we can just go over some headlines here. Nothing major has happened. Um, ICE detention numbers surged to record high. Yep. And they better do something about that because Trump is hiring all these new agents soon, which means there's going to be more deportations and more detention centers are going to be a record high. So they actually have to deport these people. They can't just put them in a detention center. And literally, they have to deport them, get new ones in, deport them, get new ones in. It's going to take a while when you have millions of these people. So, and Tom Homan said they're gonna surge soon. Nearly 1,000 flights canceled already in Schumer shutdown. Yeah, that's a lot. And again, it's only been about 10%. So the Democrats have to open the government. Point blank. Grand jury activist heats up in DOJ's investigation into John Brennan. Yeah, well, we talked about that yesterday. I mean, that's why I think Brennan's going to be next because things are heating up and there's no escape. I mean, they already have the evidence. This is what I'm saying. Like, Pam Bondi, what are you doing? Like, you have the evidence, you have the criminal referrals. What is stopping you? It's just insane. John Kennedy predicts the shutdown may drag on for another 2 weeks or longer. Yeah, it has the possibility to. It really just depends on how arrogant the Democrats are. If they really think that this is helping their cause, they're not going to open the government anytime soon. But clearly, we already see the numbers. I mean, people don't like what the Democrats are doing. So I don't know why they're still dragging this on. I mean, they're losing voters over this. Kazakhstan to join Abraham Accords as President Trump expands Middle East peace framework. Yeah, anytime anyone joins this, it's a big deal. Basically, they have to be nice to Israel, and that's why they were accepted. Um, any country that will play ball with Israel will be part of the Abraham Accords. That's just how the trend has been going. Trans former Dem state rep pleads guilty to child sex crimes. Isn't that weird how a lot of these trans people have some sort of connection to either child pornography or child sex crimes? Yeah, I mean, nobody on the right side is surprised by that. Shutdown, showdown. Democrats claim they're unified as America suffers. Yeah, see, they just say things. They just say words and hope you agree or hope it sticks with you. The country's not unified. I don't know what they're talking about. New Jersey, Virginia set to embrace radical energy policies, expert warns. Yeah, that's because They have a new Democrat governor. I'm sure they're trying to do green scams that are just going to bankrupt taxpayers that do nothing for the community. Pharma executive collapses next to Trump at White House briefing. Yeah, this was super interesting. So, as Trump was talking about Ozempic being lowered in price, which a lot of people will love because apparently a lot of people are on this Ozempic drug. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but and as he was talking about it, or as someone was talking about it, the executive collapses. Like, that's really weird timing? How he collapses at the same time they're talking about his drug. Maybe he collapsed because he couldn't believe that his price is being so lowered and he's going to lose all this money. I mean, seriously, pharma executives are the worst. Um, yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence, but I'm not saying that they did anything to make him collapse. But yeah, someone should look into that because that's a really weird timing. Trump celebrates Pelosi's retirement. Yeah, everyone is. The whole country's celebrating. Um, yeah, no need to say anything else on that. Even the left's favorite comedian says Democrats are falling apart. Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying that. Mamdani supporters don't know why they voted for him. Yeah, I saw a lot of those interviews. A lot of people in New York just voted for him because he was popular, and that's what they saw on social media. I mean, literally, that's what some of these people were saying. Genocidal Muslim terrorists killed 200,000 people in 11 years. Yeah, he's going to get those 72 versions, huh? Yeah, so I actually looked into this. This was done by a think tank. This isn't like exact numbers. They actually said it was more than 200,000. But that's probably true. I mean, somewhere around this number is probably true. Blue City voters just elected a convicted killer to city council in Maine. Yes, this is not satire. I actually had to look this up to make sure it was true. So the person that won in Maine actually killed someone via manslaughter. Even though if you look at the court case, she killed this person because she thought she said a racist remark, and somehow that's only manslaughter. But anyway, Maine is very liberal. There's not that many people there. Like I said about the gun ban thing, like it's nothing to really worry about. But this is something to worry about. I mean, on their city council, they have a convicted killer, and they voted for that. So that's just insane. Uh, Mike Johnson says Mamdani is proof the Democrats are the Socialist Party. Yeah, like I said yesterday and the other day, the Democrats are done with democratic policies. They're really leaning towards more socialism because the younger people are more energized about that. They're more energized about socialism than they are regular Democrat policies. And the Democrats will have no choice but to go for that because how else are they going to get voters? They have to promise socialist agendas in order to get the young people to vote, unfortunately. 500,000 pounds of drugs foiled. USCG crushes cartels with 2025 haul. Yeah, and there's more to come. I mean, the Trump administration is not done with the cartels. So this is just the beginning. School demands mom pay 117,000 to see curriculum. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, in order for her to see what they're teaching her child, she has to pay $117,000. Yeah, time to get your kid out of school. That's all I need to know. Michigan Dem reps get schooled over SNAP fund comments. Yeah, a lot of people are making the wrong comments about that. Ford may scrap money losing F 150 electric trucks. So that's not a surprise. Most companies, unless you're Tesla, are scrapping electric cars and trucks because nobody's buying them. And obviously, no one's going to buy these electric trucks. I mean, gas is way more reliable, it's way more safer. And this is something Toyota did too. They spent all this money on electric vehicles, and then this year they said, no, we're not doing that anymore because we're not making any profit. So Tesla's really the only company that's making profit on these electric cars. Um, FAA confirms these 40 markets will have airline traffic at 10%. Yeah, like I was saying, 10% is going to go up to 20% next week unless the Democrats open the government. So it's up to them. New York Times celebrates popular wealth taxes to stick it to the rich. Yeah, they keep celebrating the tax increase that Mamdani says he's going to do, but the problem is that no one's talking about on the Democrat side is the fact that a lot of these people that are making the revenue are leaving. So you're going to put this tax on wealthy people, but those wealthy people are going to move out of New York. So where are you going to get that tax money from? You're going to tax the poverty people? Because that's your only option now once these people leave. Trump IRS reduces paperwork burden for tips and overtime. Yeah. And this will continue too. I mean, Trump is not done with tips and overtime. I mean, specifically, really just the federal income tax. The federal income tax won't even need to be a thing soon because of the money we're making on tariffs. And the money hasn't even kicked in yet, and we're already making profit. Yeah, that's about it. Today's Friday. Nothing crazy usually happens on weekends. Um, so this was kind of to be expected. The only crazy thing was that the Democrats still didn't open the government, but that was to be expected. So yeah, so that's about it that happened today. Kind of boring today. Um, we'll see if anything else happens today. We'll see. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.